At first, humankind were living in caves alone or with their conjugal family. They were wild hunter-gatherers. With the discovery of agriculture, humankind took a step forward, evolved itself to settled lives. As the population in villages grew, peasants moved to larger villages with better production and opportunities. Now those larger villages became cities and they were crowded. They need to maintain an order to live in peace. They set some basic rules. In time, with the discovery of writing, rules became legalized. Laws were not unique. They did not differ from civilization to civilization. Of course, there were conditional laws that involved geographic features, but the law's essence carried conscience, the thing that differs humans from animals. Killing and stealing were basic crimes that need to be punished. They still are. Since laws carry the humankind's features, their basic and primary examples did not alter in time or geography. They are the product of a thing that exists anytime, anywhere. Conscience, the reflection of humanity. The Laws by Plato is Plato's last and longest dialogue. The major question in the book is, what is law? Plato described the law in numerous ways, such as divine revelation. Plato also matches the role of philosophy, religion, and politics on law. Necessity of law derived from living together in order. As the population in the cities grew, maintaining order became complicated than ever. Although there never was a system of institution recognized and observed by the nation as a whole as its legal order, there were never a number of basic approaches to legal problems, certain methods used in producing legal effects. Laws in Greek determined by various factors. One of was the existence of multiplicity of city-states. Each of them has its own laws. Laws were often written on statues. Silence of Athens is one of the best known of a number of famous lawgivers. In the Greek point of view, the trial sought to determine the justification of a claim to seize the defendant's person. The Greece was the first place to bring trial by jury into the courtroom. Athens is also the home of the original trial by jury practice. Any citizen could raise charges against another in an ancient Greek courtroom. However, they were not allowed to select jurors for their own trials. Each decision was made by majority rule to keep the courtroom as reasonable as possible. Ancient Greek, with not systematic set of laws, gave its citizens the right to defend their rights and claims of the justice for all, and contributed to the mankind in various ways. Philosophers should be granted credit for establishing the law of a state, according to Plato. Plato mentions about the necessity of belief in the gods. Without acknowledgement of the gods, abiding by the law would become a matter of pure obligation rather than reasoned choice and rationality. Without solid motive for abiding by the law, the foundation of the state will be meaningless. Laws and the factors of the civilization are binded. One has to be settled for others' functionality. As in the most civilizations until 20th century, women had restrictions in their legal standing and social roles. There were goddesses which worshipped by also men, but in reality, until the time of Dracon, the first lawgiver of Athens, there were very little knowledge about the legal and social positions of Athenian women. Forcing or seducing the man's wife was a crime in the way that protect the husband's honor and maintain a family life. If a woman cheats on her husband, she will be punished, which is the first time where women will be held personally accountable by the law. Athenian women could attempt contraception and abortion without fear of law. Women had no right to own property in ancient Greece. If she inherited all of her father's property, she had to marry with the closest relative. State intervenes in the marriage of the woman. If there is no one who wants to marry with the woman, then it was the responsibility of the state to find her husband. Compared to men, women had little no rights on social and legal life. They couldn't represent themselves in court. They had to be men to look after her. Laws of ancient Greece involves innovations about women's rights. However, it seems like barbaric from 21st century. The best way to analyze ancient Babylon is to look at Code of Hammurabi. It is one of the oldest deciphered texts in the world and consists of 282 laws. Infamous with its eye for an eye, tooth for tooth philosophy, it has affected many lives in ancient Mesopotamia. Although the main goal of Code of Hammurabi is to provide equality, there were, however, still injustice, especially against slaves and women, as the punishment for different social classes and genders were dramatically different. For example, if a noble or a wealthy citizen assaults a slave, only monetary compensation is required. But assaulting an equal or higher member of the society has much more severe, even brutal punishments. The laws include a large number of subjects. From trade to divorce, nearly all aspects of life are covered. One of the earliest examples of presumption of innocence is also present, and the accuser or the accused has right and opportunity to offer evidence in their defense. Although not perfect, the sixth king of Mesopotamia, Hammurabi, managed to keep the order in society for a long time and set the foundation for our modern laws. In the Code of Hammurabi, victims are expected to be avenged. There are more innovations except those philosophy, such as women's rights. Women could get a divorce in ancient Babylon. Hammurabi gave the woman a right to set her destiny. Women also were allowed to engage in the buying and selling of property, which means that women could own property on her own. They were still not equal with the men, but Hammurabi gave them a basic right with the basic restrictions. Whether it wasn't enough or it was a progress for that time, Hammurabi made the public life better. It may not be perfect, but still there were progress. In conclusion, the laws in the ancient world is perhaps one of the most important aspects of citizens. The foundations of our modern laws are clearly traceable. It is also a reminder of women's long-fought battle for social and legal equality. Thank you for your time, and we would like to wish you a great day.